So in this chapter, we are going to get an introduction about Windows Server 2019. Windows Server 2019 is an operating system used for network. Okay. So what is a computer network? Okay. I'm not talking about the benefit of a computer network. A computer network is a group of computers connected to each other. Okay. This is a very simple definition. But if I tell you what is the benefit of networking, that's a different issue. Okay. What is the benefit of networking? Why do we do networking? For communication, for sharing resources like printers, fax machines, and so on. But let's us talk about some of the components of a network. What are the main parts of a network? We have the network operating system, like Windows Server. We have the network devices like router and switches. Okay. And we have the end users, computers, tablet, mobile, and printers. So Windows Server is an NOS, network operating system. So we use it in the client server network. We call it client server because we have a computer dedicated to become server. Usually it has high configuration, high RAM, high hard disk size, network speed, connection, secured. Then we have the components, and this is the network operating device, switch. This is called client server. Again, this is a logical, here we have the IP address of the server, then we have three switches, and we have these networks. Okay. The computers to connect to the internet, they should have an IP address. And in your hardware, I think, and internet, you learned that each computer on the network should have an IP address. In the early days, we have IP version 4, still used until now, but we have a new IP, it's called IP version 6. Okay, it's more advanced and it has more possibilities for the IP address. Okay, let's talk again about the server, because the server is very important for the network. Okay, in the early days, server was mainly used to share files. We used to call it file server. Only file, because it was used mainly for files. Okay, or print server for printing. Okay, but nowadays it can even provide services such as become domain controller, and we will do this in the lab. Web server, print server, file server. Okay, also it can be for applications, SQL server, SharePoint, okay, and others. Also, nowadays we have the cloud computing. So use server in the cloud. Okay. Now on the computer itself, we have different components. You have studied these hardware computer components. We just touch base on them. We have most important thing is what in the motherboard, CPU, memory, okay, and so on. RAM, ROM. Now the server size, it has different size or shapes. This one is called server rack. We have rack mountable server. I think maybe there you have some plates or downstairs in the IG09, I think. You can have a look. They have some these shapes, okay? And here rack mountable servers. Or you have the tower server and you have the blade server. Blade is you pull it like a blade, okay? Or, all right, so these are the different shapes for the servers. Now, a network, we have already talked about the NOS. Give me examples for the NOS. We have Windows, Linux, okay? We have the Mac OS server, and so on. Windows Server, it's nothing new. It started in the 90s. We had the NT 3.5. Then we have Windows Server 2000. It was a big thing at that time. Okay. Then Windows Server 2003, 2008. We had 32-bit, 64-bit. Now it's all 64-bit. Okay. Also, the file system improved. We had the NTFS. We have also now the REFS. REFS is for specific features, more features. Okay. But the native file system is NTFS. I talked about this already. This is the timeline, what I have just. So the 2016, 2019, they were lately introduced. Now we have more than 2019. Okay, but for the sake of our course, we are going to use this edition and our text doc. Okay. It is based on Windows 10 code, the same like the code used in Windows 10. But it has more features than Windows Server 2016. All right? We are talking about some of them. اللي هم System Insight, Hybrid Cloud, Storage Migration, Storage Replica, Windows Defender, and Kubernetes. These are all more advanced features you have in Windows 2019 than Windows 2016. Okay. The editions of Windows 2019, we have Data Center, the most advanced, Standard, we have Essentials, and we have the Hyper-V. Okay. Hyper-V is a free product that delivers enterprise class virtualization for data centers and hybrid clouds. Let me just close this. We have already mentioned that 2019, it has more features related to hybrid capabilities. So it supports hybrid much better. Security also, 2019 is more secure. We will learn more about them in the coming chapters. Such as related to Microsoft Defender, Advanced Threat Protection, Device Guard, and Credential Guard. We have also more features related to optimization of performance. So it will perform better. Okay. Then we have features related to infrastructure management. Okay. And the file management system such as REFS. Okay, this is important. What are the minimum specification and it will not work without them, and what is the recommended? Okay, minimum يعني it will open, barely open. You need to know them. Please have a look at it. When we configure our virtual machine, we will use the recommended most of the time, not the minimum. Minimum will be very slow. You cannot do anything. All right? So please look at them. What is the recommended RAM? Recommended RAM, 32 gig. What is the minimum RAM? 512 mega. And so on. So the system inside is in new features based on AI and predictive analysis. And it will predict, it will show you the system, analyze the performance and predict, okay, based on history and predict future. Hybrid cloud support, okay, يعني for on-premises and for the cloud, for Azure, mainly Azure. But also it supports other clouds like Google, Amazon, all right? It has improvement related to backup, file synchronization, disaster recovery, and Azure services. Also for migration, okay? Yani migration, what is migration? Migration, if I have a Windows Server old one, I want to migrate, upgrade, or migrate to another server that has Windows Server 2019 without losing anything, without losing my users, my backups, my configurations. So Windows Server 2019 will provide you with excellent features to do that. They use Windows Admin Center extension. Storage replica يعني replication. So it has good features related to replica. Okay. This used to be in 2016, but in 2019 it's more enhanced. Okay. It can replicate volumes, servers, or clusters, synchronized or asynchronous. Okay, and it uses the stretching failover cluster, high availability, and so on. You can access it from Windows Admin Center. This is the magic word. Defender ATP. This is for security. You remember this, ATP. Okay. The nice thing about it, it is centralized. Okay. And it is a proactive method. All right. It used to be on Windows, but now it is available. It became available for the server. It used to be on the Windows operating for the user, but then they make it available because it proved to be very good. Support for Kubernetes. This is for you who are dealing with the applications and containers. We have good support for them using Windows Server 2019. Okay. And they have nodes and they have pods. Okay. We use Kubernetes with the Dockers. If you create applications. You use Docker so that you create your application without interfering with the existing system to avoid having any conflict or any problem. Any application student here? Okay. Okay, this is the support for Docker containers. You can have a look at it. Okay. Docker consists of Docker engine. Okay. Yeah, this is about Docker, how it is useful, you know. And they are easy to build and deploy. Then you can create your application, freedom to work on your application without interfering with the existing host. Okay, this is the summary of this chapter. Please read it and let me know if you have any questions.